Good morning, it's September the 13th, gray, cloudy Tuesday. If you've walked with me quite a bit, you know I often walk downtown on Tuesdays, not always, but often, and it's Tuesday, and sure enough, I'm headed downtown. So this will be a two-parter, down and back. Might rain on me, but I hope it doesn't. I don't have an umbrella. Well, I need a new one anyway, so if I got downtown and it rained, I'd probably buy one. Quite cool, 13 degrees at the moment. But not actually sprinkling, so that's good. Headed to Brood Awakening, where I will work with coffee for a while, and then I'll go have lunch probably at the hotel like I often do. I'm proofreading, so it's a fairly quick process because this is a well-edited book, but there are a few things I've been fixing. And needs to get done. Deadline is upon me. Today is also a launch day for one of the books from Shadowpaw Press. Shadowpaw Press Reprise, which publishes new editions of notable previously published works. Today is Book Birthday for Phases by Melinda Betker. This is a new revised, expanded version of her debut poetry collection, which came out about 3 years ago from Kato Books. Kato, of course, went bankrupt. A lot of authors ended up with their books orphaned. And this is now the third Kato title that I've picked up from, well, it's the second one I've published, but there's a third one coming from Kato. So Stay, which is also poetry by Catherine Lawrence, was the first Kato book I republished. Well, unless you count mine. I guess Shards of Excalibur, my own Shards of Excalibur series was from Kato as well. Good morning. Marijuana. Waiting to see what they're going to build here. We hear they're tearing down the house next to us and going to build something nice, so we'll see. I'm doing fine. How are you? So yeah, that's Phases out from Shadowpaw Press today. If you go to books to read, numeral 2, books2read.com/phases, that'll point you to a bunch of places where you can get it. You can also go to shadowpawpress.com, and it's available there too, in ebook and print. Print is print on demand, so it's literally printed if you order one. I don't have any of my own at the moment. I'm sure I passed those same three women last time I walked down the crescent here. Unitarian Center over there. Yes, it's very cool today. I am wearing a sweater, so, and it is trying to sprinkle on me, but nothing too threatening. Breeze around here. There was always a breeze on this, around this building. One of the windiest corners in the city, I think. The breeze is quite cool. I've somehow arranged to publish 4 books in 5 weeks, which is nuts for a one-person operation. I don't know what I was thinking. But I've got this one today, and I've got one of my new ones, The Emir's Falcon, on September 27th, and I've got another new one on October 4th, and then I've got the new anthology, Shapers of Worlds, Volume 2, scheduled for October 11th. Just in time for me to go to CanCon, Science Fiction Convention in Ottawa, and then right after that, on October 18th, my new novel, The Tangled Stars, comes out in ebook and audiobook from Daw Books. So it's quite a ridiculous few weeks here. Trying to promote everything and let people know about it. Well, did it to myself. Then at the end of October, October 26th, there's a book launch for Thickwood, which comes out on October 4th, but that's when the book launch is, in Saskatchewan at Amigos. And then the following night at Bushwhackers here in Regina. The author will be there and we'll be reading and talking about the book, inspiration of the book. Up in Saskatoon, we're getting some assistance in publicizing it through the MFA program, because Thickwood was her MFA thesis. And then it came to me, or she came to me, while I was working as writer-in-residence at the Saskatoon Public Library, 2019-2020. And I said, then I really enjoy this, and if you can't find a publisher and you want to go with somebody really tiny, I'd be interested, and here we are. She didn't find another publisher, and she came back to me, and I said I would be pleased to have Thickwood for Chautauqua Press premiere, and so I have. I'll zigzag my way up to Victoria. I've walked through Central Park the last few times, but so I probably won't do that today. And actually I have one lined up to go in November too, so I haven't set a date or anything, but I think I'll get The Crow Who Tampered with Time, which is a collection of essays by Lloyd Ratzlaff. I think I'll have it out in November. And we'll see if I can squeeze one more in before December, because I have 5 books still in hand for Chautauqua Press Reprise. Nothing else for premiere after the Amir's Falcon, Thickwood, and Shapers of Worlds Volume 3. Then, of course, we're getting on towards March, when I'll be running the Kickstarter, Shapers of Worlds Volume 4. There's a faint possibility I might end up with a job, too, because I did apply for something that kind of intrigued me. So if I got a full-time job, publishing stuff would suddenly slow down a lot more. Because I've also got my own books to write, and they take priority, and I have a nonfiction book I have to write because I got a grant for it. So why am I doing all this? That's a good question. It's not like it makes money significantly. Not yet, anyway. One always hopes, but I guess it's a labor of love. One of the older apartment buildings around. A lot of construction barriers on that side of the street. This always intrigues me because of the 2 layers to it, sort of houses style down here, and then the taller building behind it. Here. Let's go this way. I've never walked along this piece of sidewalk between these 2 buildings. Just takes me to a parking lot, but it's a parking lot I've never been in, so, that makes it unique. Going straight down the alley at City Hall there. I'll stick to the alley kind of thing since I started doing it. There's an old house at the core of this building, but it's been heavily added onto and renovated over the years. I assume it's an office of some sort now. I can never remember what it says out front until I see it. One of the older apartment buildings over there. I actually used that as my thumbnail on one of my previous walks down this way. So we'll go this way. Up Smith Street. A big apartment building there. I actually think that's the seniors one. I'm not sure. Oh, there's Ripplinger Art Gallery over there. Oof. Maybe this one's just apartments. Never been in it. First Baptist Place. No, I think it is more of a seniors assisted living place. Old houses. That one looks like it might be on its last legs. This one, on the other hand, is quite pretty. Good for one to rent. This is medical offices, I believe. There's the old YMCA. No longer YMCA. They couldn't survive. They were already in trouble, and then the pandemic hit, and that did them in for sure. Well, this used to have a doctor's name on it, but it doesn't anymore. So, livestock services, located on the second floor. Okay, well, definitely not a doctor then, unless that'd be an unusual thing for a doctor to call, but he did. Livestock services. If we go up the alley here, we can again take a slightly different route. There's City Hall with Canadian Oil's building, a little bit of the Revenue Canada buildings. Don't tell him I said that. So this is the back of the Frontenac, which is one of my favorite apartment buildings, although this is not the best side of it. So, that being the case, why don't I go through the parking lot here so we can come around the front of it. Good morning, Mary Lou. Just a short walk downtown, and then there'll be a similar length walk later when I walk home again. I've only got about 5 minutes left here of this walk. There's the Chateau Frontenac, my favorite apartment building. From the looks of it, I don't believe I've ever been in one of those apartments. So there's that nice Spanish colonial style. Has absolutely nothing to do with the history of this part of the world, but it still looks cool. And it has nice landscaping and just a nice looking building. First Baptist Church over there. This is the Balfour. I also like it a lot. Also has a bit of that Spanish look to it out front, not so much on this side. I hear sirens coming down the street. Here it comes. Fire truck. Hopefully not going to where I'm going. That would be disappointing. That's Presbyterian United Church there. First Baptist. There's Victoria Park over there. We got the Wildland Titles building, which also has the Saskatchewan Sports Hall of Fame in it, which I've never visited. Excuse me. I should reach out to them because this book that's coming up, Thickwood, has the fictional Saskatchewan character who plays in the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League. So I don't think they have any kind of venue space in there to do a reading or anything. And they're only open by appointment, I think, at the moment too. So the author had wondered if there might be an opportunity to do something there, and I don't think there is, but I should at least send them a note about the book. They would find it interesting, I think. Well, here's the Hotel Saskatchewan, where I will be eating lunch in a little bit. But I'm going to the coffee shop first to do some work there and enjoy another cup of coffee. I like coffee. Never used to like coffee, but these days I live on the stuff. Although I don't like it black. So some people would say, well, if you don't like it black, you don't really like coffee. To which I say, who cares what you think? That's the way I like it. So Saskatchewan entrance. Well, I should be able to cross Victoria here if I get a move on. That's the SAS Power building still being worked on. Scar Street. Look down into Victoria Park in that direction to the Cenotaph. We're going this way. And down at the end of this block is where I'm going. And that'll be the end of part one here. Still a lot of work. They've been working that for a long time. Seems to be mostly on the grounds now. But they did the whole front facade up there. That's the Motherwell building over there, which is now condos. And then the low building used to be the Assiniboia Club, but is now Crave. And the lowest building is Golf Steakhouse. More sirens. That was going the other way. Or else it's going to the same place and the other one turned the corner up here. I really don't know. All right, well, we'll stop here at the entrance to Brood Awakening. So thanks for walking with me. And I'll be back for part two later. Good afternoon. It's still September the 13th, and it's raining, which is unfortunate. But I guess I'll just have to put up with it. I don't have an umbrella with me, so I will just walk swiftly, one hopes. There's not even any place handy to get an umbrella between here and home. It's not raining very hard, but it is raining. It's sprinkling. I don't know if it's going to get worse or better. Can't tell that either. Actually, I guess there's a drugstore not too far away. I could potentially go in and get an umbrella. It's on Lorne Street. Assuming they'd have one. It's a very small umbrella. Not a small umbrella, a small drugstore. I don't know if they would have any or not. Well, at the moment I'm okay. I'll only get a little damp. This is part two. I walked downtown earlier. Now in the rain I'm walking home. It's only a 20-minute walk. How wet can I get in 20 minutes? Quite wet, of course, is the answer. But I'm tough. Tough, I tell you, tough. Also, if I get under some trees along the way, I can probably reduce some of the exposure. So we'll go down this street. I don't know what this building is. I walked by it a million times. I can never remember what it is. Yeah, under the trees, they hold back some of the rain anyway. Municipal Hail, right, I knew that. The Municipal Hail building. Hail, hail, the gang's all here. What the heck do we care? What the heck do we care? Okay. It's wet. A little wet. Let's find some more trees. I think it's raining harder. I just might have to oh, good grief, there's not even a sidewalk up here. There's a big hole in the ground. I can't walk through that. I can get through here. It's not really designed to be walked along, but I can do it. Oh, it's also blocked, but oh well, I made it. For the poor one-legged guy on the crutches up there. We're close to Lawrence Street drugs, so I think I will have to duck inside. Oops, can't go that way. I think I will have to duck inside. There's a way to pause recording on here. I don't think they'll want me in there with a camera, but the old apartment buildings there. See, Lawrence Street Drugs is right over here. And I could probably get an umbrella in there. Let's see if I can find a place out of the rain here for a moment. Okay, I know there's a way to pause, but I've never really looked that close, but I know it can be done, so let me see here. Turn the camera off right here in the mic and presumably turn it back on. So I'm going to try to pause this and pick it up so there'll be a bit of dead air here. Alright, I'm back. It was a wash. I went in, but they only had big umbrellas, not the little ones, and they were pink. It wasn't really my style, so we'll take our chances. I think it's actually let up a little bit just since I went in there and came out again. Hasn't stopped, but we'll aim for more trees here. Another one of the old apartment buildings there. I'll edit out that dead space when I put the recorded version online. Oh, so you see some nice color in those trees. Just make sure I'm focused in the distance and not up close. It's hard to tell sometimes. Nice old house. It's not a house anymore. think anybody was watching during my dead space there anyway, so. These trees are doing a nice job of keeping down the rain. I often walk by this old one of the oldest houses in the neighborhood, actually. If I remember my own book, Historic Walks of Regina and Moose Jaw, correctly. Gotta go all the way down to college here. They have a nice yard. Oh, fountain over there too. Geese. Right overhead. Fairly low. Getting close to migration time. This time of year they tend to go out and feed in farmers' fields, and then especially late in the day they'll start showing up in huge flocks. Nice ramp. That used to be a dentist's office. I used to know the dentist whose office that was, but that ramp wasn't there back in those days. It's quite impressive, that ramp. Oh, now it says it's a endodontic center, whatever the heck that is. This one's for sale if you're looking. Go down the alley. I don't usually walk down the alley here, so it's kind of new. Yeah, it's just drizzling now, so it didn't get worse. I should be all right. We walk through here. I've been in that. It's now offices, but it was a house. And then over here is a historic house. Used to belong to one of the distilling companies, Bronfman's, I think. Used to own that old part there. Some of this is newish. Because what's now open porch here used to be closed in more, I think. And that's one of the older apartment buildings with I've been in that one too, with the sculpture out front here. What that is. Boring, but I don't know what the building is for. What offices are in there?
I think everything during the day will be fine.
Another old house. The Regina Symphony Orchestra is in there now, among other things. Well, that's their office, not where they rehearse, obviously. And this one, I like this old house. Though it's also offices now. Over there is the Royal Saskatchewan Museum. It used to be the Museum of Natural History. This house belonged to good friends of our family, my wife's family, the Shumiachers, but they're both gone now. It's really two houses put together to one big one. I'm not going to make this crosswalk. I'm going to have to wait when I get up here. It seems clear. Oh well. Them's the brakes. Turned out all right. I didn't get too wet. I was afraid it was going to really start coming down, but instead it let up, so worked out okay. Alrighty. Let's see how gray the sky is over there, looking up Albert Street. Two generations of SaskTel buildings there. The low one was the original Saskatchewan Government Telephones building. That was the second Saskatchewan Government Telephones, or SaskTel building. And now the current one is downtown, where my wife works as an engineer. This one was designed by Joe Pedic, who also designed the Sask Power building that I showed when I was down there earlier, the curvy one. Quite a few years ago now, they put this sort of metal first story down here. So it no longer matches, because it used to be that pattern carried on down to the ground level here. And I think this was sort of an extension, and they made it look like this, and he was not happy about it as the original architect. He thought they really damaged the design of the building, and I can't say I disagree with him, but you know, it's not your building anymore once you've built it. So all sorts of atrocities have been carried out to architects of dream buildings over the years, I'm sure. Anyway, Joe is dead now too. That was quite a few years ago, but I did know him well enough to say hi and talk to him anyway. His own house is over on Garnet Street. I've walked by it quite a few times. I was in it once or twice. Quite an interesting house as well. Misleading. It looks very small from the front, but it was very much bigger inside. Very much a party house. It was designed for a crowd of people to circulate through, receptions and things like that. Don't know who has it now. Maybe I was only in it once. I might have been in it twice, no more than that. I have a clear memory of it though. This is actually a new house that fits nicely into the neighborhood. I kind of prefer the ones that are designed to look like they belong, instead of the ones that are a radical break from everything around them. So it'll be interesting to see what goes in there, because that's a major lot. That's a big lot. An alley on one side. And the lot next to us, which is right on the corner, is the old house there is going to be torn down. I'm quite sure of it from the sign that's out front. And they'll build something else, so it'll be interesting to see what they put there, but I hope it's also something that is more in keeping with the style of the neighborhood and not some big ultra-modern boxy thing. Most of these houses are of a vintage, early 20s, mid to early 20s, or early to mid 20s. A few later, perhaps. Not many earlier. The oldest house in the neighborhood is across Ritalik. The Bishop's house it's called, because I guess it was at one time. And I think it's from 1914 or something, and I think it's the oldest one in this neighborhood. So, but in general, this is getting to be about a century-old neighborhood. The school down there was built in 1926, same year as our house. One way you can usually pick out, though, I mean, that one looks very much in the style of the neighborhood, but it's bigger. Modern houses are bigger than the original houses were. So houses look big, and then somebody builds something like that, and it makes all the other houses look smaller. I think ours is about 1,700 square feet, not counting the basement, which is not finished, so why would you count it? Okay, and we will stop here. So, short walk back with a brief blackout while I tried to find an umbrella, which I didn't find. Anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for walking with me. I imagine I'll be back tomorrow, but it's supposed to rain again tomorrow, so we'll see. Anyway.